Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, Traders Pro. Market conditions still bearish right here at this level, bearish in a bear market. What that essentially means, if you're new to these videos, the bear market portion of this is this upper part of the indicator, the directional alerts indicator on Traders Pro under the market trend tab. It's the first tab that you come to, the directional alerts page. This overall market condition, the overall market trend, it's a very slow moving long-term trend, so it certainly takes some time for it to adjust. What we've been looking at here since May, this overall downtrend, now we're kind of working through this chop right here. We've talked about it, ad nauseum for the last 3 or 4 months as we've been working through this bottoming process, but we are seeing some stability, some strength, some support, whatever you want to call it, towards the lows right here. And so it's definitely something to be aware of. A little bit of weakness right now in the shorter term. We'll see if that ends up holding up. Let's talk about that. On the shorter term signals, we've seen a pullback. This upper chart is a chart of SPY, which is an ETF for the S&P 500. So it represents really the top 500 companies that are traded, and for me in my analysis, that's enough to be a market indicator, is the S&P 500. So our uptrend here, support line, and we've kind of broken through that. We're working on this retracement. I talked about this yesterday. It really needs to hold up right here and find some support. In terms of these indicators down here, essentially what you have is you have your sentiment, which is the blue line up here. You've got your red line, which is your the green, which is the breadth, and then you've got the red line, which is momentum. So each of these three things, your sentiment, which is essentially the way that investors are seeing risk in the marketplace. Do they think that the market is going to go higher, or do they think the market's going to go lower? When this number is really high, that's really complacent sentiment, meaning that all of these investors think that the market is still going to go higher. Okay, so when we see this level up here, that can work in two different ways, and I've talked about that before in terms of either a continuation of that idea, everybody's right, or a contrarian perspective where everyone is wrong. Everybody's on the wrong side of that trade. It's kind of yet to be determined at this point right here, although because we've seen this retracement back here, but it's been very orderly, it's been very slow, it's been very drawn out, it's been very indecisive. So we're not seeing kind of mass hysteria headed for the doors. Okay, so that could be a good thing at this point right here, where we're seeing the market that really wants to turn this corner. This is a really long bottoming process, and this is a classic bottoming process where traditional technical analysis would refer to this as an inverted head and shoulder pattern, where you have this pattern like this. Okay, and this is an upside down head and shoulders. The traditional head and shoulders pattern looks like that, when a breakdown of this neckline creates the continuation of that trend, whereas this pattern and a breakdown of the neckline to the upside could be more upside. So you can see that pattern here now developing, and just all this entire range right here is just resistance. It's overhead supply. We talk about supply and demand zones, where this is essentially a demand zone. This is right now a supply zone. So it's not surprising that we're seeing selling right here. The issue is, are we going to run all the way back down to this location or even this location? And so those are some of the things that, in terms of the indicators, we're just stuck right in the middle right here. Although we are trending bearish, let's look at that. Momentum has slipped down into bearishness. Breadth hasn't quite yet. It's kind of holding steady right there at a 40, which means that it is on the negative side of breadth. We want to see that 50 or 60 or higher. That means the majority of market participating companies are moving higher. Right now, 60% are moving lower, only 40% are moving higher. So this is showing additional weakness, and then the sentiment indicator, which sometimes this just doesn't budge. It'll sit right there, particularly in a bull market. But right now, we're just not seeing a lot of fear in the market, which is an interesting thing to look at. Okay, so let's jump over here to buy-sell ratio, because this buy-sell ratio is also negative in terms of, I shouldn't say negative, but it's bearish. It has a bearish bearish tone to it in terms of the overall breadth of the marketplace. So as you're going through your analysis, that's why I like to do these videos, is just a quick shot at what is our bias, what should our bias be. We know that we're in a downtrend bear market. We know that the short-term timing signals are also bearish to flat, and then our buy-sell ratio is bearish as well. We can also look at sentiment and see, are we extreme or not? Are we here or are we here? No, we're not. We're kind of stuck right in the middle, which is going to coincide with this this directional alerts analysis as well. Okay, so that's our overall bias. Now from there we can make some decisions, and then the direction alerts is telling us what kind of decisions we can at least consider, and that is we should consider bearish bias, shorting stocks if that's too aggressive of a strategy, which it is for a lot of people. Then looking at inverse ETFs or buying put options. Those are the more aggressive trading strategies. If you're already in positions, then it may be considering selling losers, tightening up stops on winners, adding some hedges with inverse ETFs or protective put options, things like that, to protect from downside, unless you're an active trader and want to try and trade things to the downside. Let's jump over and look at current sectors. I bought a, so next to the sectors tab here, you've got the sectors ETF. So you can sort this quickly and kind of see what's working this week. Basic materials, transportation, energy, those are up this week. So it's a quick glance. Those are, for the most part, going to come in pretty close right here. We do have construction, which is in there, which I don't think I have a construction ETF added in that. But nonetheless, we do have some of these. So these are your leaders. These are your leading locations. These top three are going to be the locations, even the top five, for you to look for individual stocks that are moving higher. And in a bear market, a lot of times you don't get the confirmation. You don't get the continuation. So if you're looking for things to add, you want to be looking for what is working and what is the strongest sector. And we definitely know that oil and energy has been the strongest sector, and it's continuing. Looks like it may continue as the market retraces some there as well. The muscle stocks list is going to pull in new buys from any of the sectors. So these are going to be your top ranked stocks that have new buy signal. So you've got VTYX currently. The majority of the time we're looking for an uptrending stock already that has consolidated and now is moving higher. We've talked about this before, where we have this extreme range. Now we're looking for it to pull back inside of this buy zone, and this stock at this point has done it. Now, a lot of people don't like to trade continuation or breakout type trades because they're saying, well, the stock is already high. Why should I buy it while it's high? Well, the idea is that you would have said the same thing back here and here and here and here. It's like it's already high. Well, it's buying high and it's selling higher in the anticipation of more upside because it is working. Obviously, it's moving higher because investors think that it's going to go higher, and that's the backbone behind a trend following momentum type of system. Now, on the flip side, if you look at this button up here, we can flip this over, and then we actually do have a reversal type strategy, a reversal pattern. So the way that I like to use this one is if you're looking for stocks that are strong but that are retracing and having some kind of a pullback. Okay, so in this case, I could go through and I could look for a stock that has got an ABC pattern or retracement. I'll usually turn off the signals and go back to counter trends. Then I like to add a fib retracement line on here as well, where you can look to see where the retracement is. And I have some predefined scans that I like to use. One of them here, let's pull this one in. Actually, let's go back to the oil and energy trades, because what it's also going to do is it's going to look for a retracement on, let's say, oil and energy. These are the stocks that are having a retracement and they're pulled back into this buy zone. Okay, so if you like to trade a retracement type methodology instead of a breakout or continuation strategy, then you can switch this over to that. And then you're going to get a stock like 9. We looked at 9 for quite a while when it was moving here as a momentum trade. Now it's looking at a retracement. It's come back into this buy zone. It's 50% 618 fib retracement location, a buy zone, and it's getting some support right here. So early entry, it's an early entry reversal strategy. It's a little higher risk because this stock may actually be continuing in this overall downtrend. Okay, so if we take a look at a couple of these inside of that buy zone, you've got stocks that are early in the potential reversal trend. Not all of them are going to be to those locations, but you're seeing the pattern and seeing a pullback right here. Okay, I actually had, let's see if I've still got that saved here. This one right here where you've got 3 stocks. These are good looking patterns here as well. You've got this uptrend retracement. It's a little bit deep on that, but you can see you're getting some confirmation inside of that buy zone and a pullback with a confirmation bar that can happen right here as well. That can be your location, that can be your stop loss, your entry location, that can be your stop loss. If we go back to, let's look at these couple of these other ones, CNDY, this was actually a pretty nice one here as well. So you've got this one where you've got this uptrend, large retracement, buy zone, and then a confirmation bar. So they're early entry locations, and then once they rally up here and they get stuck in that hold zone, and then they get back up to here, then they switch back over. And then if you're looking for that momentum breakout strategy, that's where it's going to start to happen. But this gives you an opportunity to look for trades that are retracing and get into those just a little bit early. So if you don't have full access to the software and everything I've been showing you here, you can sign up with the link below, and we look forward to having you. Have a great day today.